Okay, here we are. I had to arrange my little tripod down on the ground so you can catch this angle. This is probably going to be amazing. I don't know how it's going to feel. But as I mentioned on the other video, doing this while being on the wall represents one way. I find that being on the floor really represents another good little way. So let me just kind of show you what's going on here with the deltoid and how it feels. As I roll across that deltoid, I'll find the trigger point and I'll start to work my arm in a pattern until I find it. I'll just kind of like spider it up the wall and find a little spot and then roll it until I get a little bit of relief, until I find another trigger point, and I'll do the same thing. And I can do this on both deltoids. Now, the real cool thing is being able to do this on your back. So let me stop babbling and flip over and get the dog tags out of the way. I did this on the wall the other day for the neck, and being able to hit it and just lying on it really, actually, to me, is more relaxing. So you have two versions. Obviously, the one, you won't get caught sleeping on a job, so you can just do it on the wall or the door at work, and it'll look a little bit more professional. This one, though, at home, lying around, you're really going to get a whole lot of relief in the neck and upper back. So as we start moving that ball down, we can start to target those areas again in the upper back and neck. And since today, earlier was a chest, shoulder, and tricep workout, I want to spend just a few minutes. And since it's post-workout, it still qualifies. I could wait and just do this tomorrow, but tomorrow's another training day because I have two back-to-back on the weekend. So I'll get the shoulder and I'll get the neck and I'll find the trigger points. And once I find a trigger point, I'll lay on it. I'll move around on it. I'll run a range of motion. I'll cycle my arm on it. And I think earlier, you might have even seen the picture I put up on the wall from an injury due to not stretching, and I actually tore this tricep. So you can see it's kind of got a different shape to it. And then I can move on over and I can get my arm, my tricep, I can get my forearm here rolling around. You really don't need to have a whole lot of, major experience doing this other than just doing it and getting the right kind of ball and then spending time searching out on your body what's sore. The key to this whole thing is just doing it. If you don't do it, tell you what, muscles get so tight, and I think that's part of the reason why the long head of my tricep, when I did do it, it just snapped doing dumbbell extensions with a fairly heavy dumbbell, and it snapped. And I can still use my arm, I can still do all the other things because I have two heads here, but I teach mainly from my own personal experience, and although I don't want to go and run out and stand in front of a truck and say, hey, you don't want to do that, you don't want to do that. But this, you can avoid rips and tears in your muscle by just spending a great deal of time working on your body and targeting these muscles. This particular area here in the armpit and over in the teres minor group, very painful, very painful. And you can see this or do this on a foam roller and get the same action, but because the lacrosse ball is a very small size, cover that up, I don't want this an X-rated shot here, you can pinpoint that stress and open up some of the areas that have a great deal of stored tension. In a full t-shirt, this will probably work better because as you get warm and you will get hot, because you're basically doing all these body gyrations trying to position yourself to get on this ball, and it is just painful. And as you move across it, you will hit a variety of trigger points. Like this one here in the teres is just hot, hot, hot. Rubbing it out, inhaling, exhaling, the deep diaphragmatic breathing. It is just this side of personal torture. But when you get done doing this work, internal and external rotation in the arm and shoulder, you will feel a great deal of relief in this muscle group. You want to do this on both sides of the body. As I said earlier, it'll take you about 5 minutes to do it. Highly recommend it. Blend it into your schedule. As I mentioned, you certainly don't want to do this before the workout. Any of that time in the window after a workout, ideal to do this to help speed up recovery, help increase the overall shape of a muscle group. You'll possibly break loose a lot of things that are stored in the muscles that you didn't realize were there, and quite possibly feel really good. Anyhow, Emile Jarreau, aka Mr. Fat Loss in Long Beach, California, laying around on the floor doing nothing as usual. Peace.